Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Thursday. Glad you're here. Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. Today's Red Mic message, the play that everyone blames. Last weekend, college football gave us one of those moments that, well, it's not scriptable. Iowa's backed up. Iowa, Iowa. Had to make sure I said that clearly, otherwise the transcription's going to get it wrong. Iowa was backed up very deep into their own end zone, and the snap came back wild. When I say they were backed up deep, they weren't actually in their end zone, but they were close, right? Well, the snap shot over the punter's head, and he chased it down. Well, he figured out, I don't have time to get this and run. I don't have time to get this and punt. So what did he do? He kicked it out of the end of the end zone. Whistles, arms up, safety, 2 points for the other team. Now, the final score was Oregon won by 2. It was 18-16. So on the surface, yeah, that emergency, desperate survival mode decision was the margin of victory. And a lot of critics, particularly on X and talk radio and a whole bunch of couch quarterbacks who never played the game, they jumped. They were like, oh, the center lost that game. And being a former center, that hits close to home, but I understand it. It's worst snap ever. And yeah, it was a bad snap. One play, one mistake. It's all a very clean narrative, but it's wrong. Yes, it was a 2-point play. Yes, they did lose by 2. But anybody who's ever been on the field, who's ever stood on a sideline, they know the truth. One play is just a symptom of the entire game. Because before that moment were drives that stalled in the first half. I mean, that was a drive that stalled. That's why they were punting. Missed blocks that maybe they didn't notice, or even if they did notice, it was just one of several things going wrong on a particular play. Penalties on second and short that turned into second and long and then third and forever, right? Red zone trips that ended up for a field goal or nothing at all. That bad snap by itself did not lose the game. It was just the obvious failure, right? Now that's the thing about pressure. It doesn't create flaws, it reveals them. So when everything goes wrong at the end, people will point to that final mistake because it's the one on camera. It's the last thing that people see, or it's the most obvious thing that people see. But the truth is, failure comes in quiet moments. The blown assignment on a random 1st and 10, maybe even early in the first quarter. Missed opportunity when the offense had momentum. The errant face mask that extended an offensive drive. Fans and pundits, unfortunately, they tend to focus on the obvious domino. Leaders study the first one. Leaders look at the entire field. Because if you've ever been that player, the one holding the bag for a team-wide collapse, you know how heavy that helmet feels when you're walking off the field. I have no doubt that center was blaming himself. And he should a little bit. Should he hold the bag for the whole game, though? No. He was probably taking the blame internally because he saw that 2-point play as the difference in the ball game, when it's all the little things throughout the entirety of the match that really add up and become the bad dominoes that just continue to fall. So remember this. The world is going to assign blame to the person on camera, the person in the frame at that particular moment. But real leaders, they don't scapegoat one mistake. They don't let one moment define somebody's worth. They look at the whole game, not just the highlight reels, because the failure it's often not just in the highlight reel. It's throughout the entire game. You've got to notice everything that's happening. Success, whether it's in football or in life, it's not decided by just that one play. It's decided by the thousand plays that happened before. It's also decided in what happens before you ever set foot on the field. The preparation, the practice, the self-evident things that you do on a daily basis to help yourself, to help your team, to help your business, whatever it is. those 1,000 plays before the time you just crap all over the field. Okay. So remember the wisdom of Ted Lasso. I hope that all of us or none of us are remembered for our worst moment. That's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you're able to put some of these things in place in your own life. I appreciate you being here. I really do. Again, still here in Huntsville, Texas, helping out on a congressional campaign, having a good time. I love you guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what I'm going to do for Fun Friday. I've got a few ideas, but nothing's really just, said, oh yeah, that's the one. So you'll be as surprised as I will. Thanks again. I'll see you tomorrow. And until next time, don't forget, life is short. Drink the bourbon. Have a good one.